Dear students, dear future students of the Bachelor of Security Studies, my name is Ernst Dijxhoorn and I'm a assistant professor in the Institute for Security and Global Affairs. In the Bachelor of Security Studies, I will teach two courses, a course in the first year on the war in Syria and a course in the second year on war and peace building. And I was asked to tell you a little bit about that and how you might prepare. Now, first of all, you don't have to prepare at all. You could just lie by the pool all summer or do other things that you enjoy, and you don't have to prepare. But should you want to read or watch or listen to anything that has to do with these courses, I've got a couple of tips. Of course, you could start with On War by Clausewitz, but we will also treat that in your course or really big books like this one on strategy. It's as big as my head by the great Lawrence Friedman. But that might put you off. So rather than reading those by the pool, I would advise you to, if you want to read a book at all by the pool, or not by the pool, but somewhere else, read more easygoing books like this one, East West Street by a barrister, a British barrister called Philippe Sands, on the fun topics of genocide and crimes against humanity. But seriously, it is a really, really good book. If you want to come prepared for the course on Syria, you might want to read this on the war in Syria, sort of an inside account of it, or this one, which is not on the reading list, but is a personal account of people who lived through the war in Syria. Um, or more enjoyable still, uh, The Future of War by Lawrence Friedman, a book about how academics and others have predicted the future of war over the years and how generally they've been wrong. Um, but of course, you will have to read a lot next year when you're a proper student. So maybe you just want to watch stuff or listen to things that already have to do with your future studies. Um, and there is a lot to watch because there's war has installed fear in people. We abhor it. We think it's a terrible thing, and we are appalled by it as humans being generally. But it also fascinated us. So it is the source of great literature. Think of Hemingway, for instance, um, about the Spanish Civil War or the First World War, um, or a lot of other novelists who have written novels with a background of great novels with a background of war. First of all, of course, the great Tolstoy, who wrote War and Peace against the background of war. So you can read a lot of novels on war, but also a lot of art and great films have been made set in war or about war. And really, to prepare yourself for the Bachelor of Security Studies, or at least the courses that I teach, you can watch about anything. From Blackadder Goes Forth to Dr. Strangelove, classics, or MASH, a classic series. Ask your parents about it, they might still know about it. Um, to the Battle of Algiers or Hotel Rwanda, the latter, of course, about the genocide in Rwanda, or Shake Hands with the Devil. Or you can watch documentaries. Norma Percy made a great documentary, The Death of Yugoslavia, which can be found on YouTube about Yugoslavia dissolving and the wars that followed. Or Restrepo, which is on Netflix about the war in Afghanistan. Or if you're Dutch, you can watch the recent documentary on NPO about Srebrenica. There's been a lot. It's been hard to miss recently, um, being 25 years ago since the fall of the enclave. Um, Norma Percy also made a great documentary about the Iraq War or about Syria. A lot of documentaries have been made. The best probably is for Sama. So you can watch, and then you can watch all the classic films about Vietnam, of course, and Saving Private Ryan, and they will all teach you at least one aspect of war and try to make you understand, or you will understand at least one aspect of war slightly better watching those. So you can do that. Or if you want to sit in the sun and not read a book, you can listen to podcasts. There are loads of good podcasts made about war. Um, and there is a list on a website called The Principles of War, with the great podcast about war. One of them is about The Unwomanly Face of War, a book by Alexievich, which you, of course, can also read, but you can also listen to it. Or you can listen to the playlist that I made on uh, Spotify for my War and Peace Building course. It's called War and Peace Building BASS, BASS, that's Bachelor of Security Studies. And it has, let me see, 11 hours and 54 minutes of songs that are all about war. And you can listen to those this summer to start thinking about these topics. Um, I will, I'm looking forward to seeing you in September. I hope physically and otherwise via the webcam. And enjoy your summer in the meanwhile. Thanks.